Welcome back to Us Off Grid. I was thinking before we get into all these new exciting projects that I've got going. This first Friday, I think we'll tackle some of the videos that I was filming that never got out, and I'll just piece them together into this one cohesive video. That way they see the light of day, and I feel better about it. You guys can see a little bit of what I was working on over the absence of time. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy. So one of the first things I was working on was digging a trench all at the top side of the house, because the land is on a slant. So I dug a trench that went below the gravel into the clay, natural earth, and we had a vapor barrier go down into that, over, and then we put drainage tile in it to prevent any water from going under the house. I'll roll those clips now. The next project I was working on was over by the sawmill. So there's a bit of a buildup again, but we've been keeping her nice and tidy in here, which gives it time to dry and makes it good for firewood. So I'll show you how we did that. Okay, so this is a huge mess. Obviously, I can't mill anything else up because I got nowhere to throw it, and so this is going to make it easy. Fill this up, it'll keep it nice and neat, and I'll be able to come in with the chainsaw and cut these into firewood sections, which I can use for a sauna I'm going to build, or an outdoor hot tub that I'm going to build, or even in the house if I have too much. The sawmill is going to start working full time. I got to get this thing running. We had a bunch of firewood in here, so I got to get this all raked up, cleaned up, get those tarps packed away. And yeah, I've just got kind of mess everywhere. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up, and keeps it off the ground and keeps it nice and neat so the sun can dry it. Anyways, I gotta go inside, cook dinner. I'm gonna get the kids getting this into here. Okay, so we got the bed packed up here, or I think it's called a cradle. I'm not sure what it's called, but all the wood is nicely stacked so it can dry here. I've got the logs underneath, keeps it off the ground, and the tarp is on the bottom to prevent the grass from coming up. Got a nice pile of sawdust and some bark there. Not 100% sure what we can do with that, but some of it can be used like in the compost toilet. Another good project we did was set up these portable garages that gave us the ability to get a ton of stuff out of our house, my tools, and just like building materials, insulation, tons of stuff. Wicked. So I'll show you that right now. Cock-a-doodle-oo! Got too many roosters. I got hens in here temporarily because they started laying, and we've got too many roosters and they're just bombarding them. So once we, man, he's a jerk. Anyways, once we did that, they started going after this rooster here. So we had to put him in there because they were trying to breed him, and now he's all bloody and stuff. Anyways, we have about 10 roosters and we gotta knock 9 of them off, but I'm not doing that right now. Maybe this evening if I have time, I'll do some. But right now, I want to get the tools out of the house so I can, right now working in the house is a nightmare. If I need to work in a room, oh my gosh, maybe I should do it right now. Maybe I should do it right now. One more time, buddy. I wouldn't. Good. So working in the house right now is a nightmare. If I need to work in a room, I have to clear that room out. And then clean out another room to move everything into there because I have rooms filled with tools and stuff. So what I'm gonna do is start putting this together. I've got all the pieces all separated into their own individual like pieces, so hopefully it'll be good. And I spent a couple days getting the plans all dried out and unsticking the pages as good as I can. I mean, there's holes in them, but should be all right. What I'm thinking about doing is seeing how there's 3 different, I don't know what we want to call them. We'll just call them trellises or whatever, that get put together with cross bracing. I'm thinking about doing taking some wood to the sawmill and doing square cants underneath. And then doing a connector piece, or like having it come above and below, screwing those together, and then getting that all screwed together. Right here doesn't have anything to screw into, so I'm thinking about just using that metal plumber's tape on these corners. Oh, that one apparently does have it, but the front doesn't. So doing that there, and that should keep, with this all attached, that should keep enough weight for the wind not to destroy it. We get crazy winds here, so I'm not too sure. We'll give it a go. So I do wish there was, you know, flatter, more even ground to do this on, but there is yeah, I'm definitely butchering some roosters tonight, this afternoon. Oh gosh. I wish there was flatter ground, but this is just mountain property. Goes up on a nice even slope, so it's easy to manage. You can do whatever you want with it. And then once it gets up near the top, it slopes up pretty steep, and then it's got the peak at the top. And at the very top, it's flat. But everything else is slanted. There is a spot that I'm gonna cut a field down at the bottom near the road, which is nearly flat, so it's got like the least amount of grade. But for setting these things up. I don't know, when I've got the square cants underneath, I might have to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe just mill it or cut up some other pieces of wood just to kind of help prop up different areas. I should deal with that this evening. Okay, so I've got the two beams done, and I built this one not on the beams. The beams essentially is just the wind's insane, So we have a better chance of keeping this thing together if it's, you know, got 20 foot of 4x4s on each side for the weight. Keep it down. I can also find ways to help anchor those beams in too to prevent the wind from, you know, lifting up. I got this one done the other day, and the wife and the kids got all these tools out of the house. I mean, I got some of them, but they got most of them in the shelves. So like, this is all out of the house now. It's going to make my life so much easier for working in the house. Just have to loosen these bars up, and then they just get anchored in. Still gotta find something to stick under there. The other one I used like rocks, and then I used I'll show you. Just plumbing wire around there and screwed it in, because there's no, you know, way of anchoring those in. These ones I just hammered in and kind of like bent over because the holes are really big, and that makes it so, you know, these things don't budge. And yeah, so that'll do for now. I gotta like mill up some strapping and get this down to the beam, and I'll just strap that all the way across on both sides. And yeah, that'll help a lot as well. So now I just got to put the front on, and then we gotta get the top over this one, and this will help me get a whole bunch of crap out from underneath the house. I want to get it all out of the house, and then I'm going to build, next mission is to build a chicken coop here, completely fenced in. I love having them free range, but they're going under the house and they're crapping under the house, and just kind of like they get into everything. They get into our flower gardens and stuff. So I think it's time to get them fenced in, and maybe every once in a while I'll let them out during the day once things are a little bit more established around here. Another project we're working on, to prevent the dogs. We've got grapevines and all sorts of flowering shrubs in here. To prevent the dogs from constantly running through it, we put up this kind of farm gate around the edge of our lawn, so they have to run around it. So I'll show you us doing that now. So I did a bunch of firewood for other people, and the day it was time to start doing firewood for myself, the log splitter stopped working, and it took me a long time to figure it out, but I'll show you those clips right now. Well, we have a beautiful fall morning. See, the leaves are just starting to change. It's cool this morning, but starting to warm up, sun's out. What's not beautiful is we've got a decent amount of firewood that I need to start splitting, and a log splitter just stopped working. So you can see here, it just has no power. It's like a release valve in here I tried messing with, that did nothing. There's another valve that works the 2-stage and 1-stage under this. It's a screw that also did nothing, so it looks like it is the pump. So just came in the Beaver pump that I ordered. They come with a little wrench, some tape. Okay, so we got a barb here, just 4-bolt pattern. It looks like it's going to line up. Looks like everything's very similar with this. Oh, what's this? That comes out there. Looks like I might have to remove this piece here so that this can attach, and I'm guessing yeah, that just goes on there. I don't know. I've never done this. There's not really a lot of information online about it, but it looks like, oh shoot, did not expect that to happen. That's filthy. So I guess I'm gonna have to see if why that's like that. Does that stay in there, or is that supposed to come out? I don't know. Maybe there's like a similar piece inside the motor that slides into there. So maybe this has to come out. I'm not too sure. Or maybe when this gets pushed in, there's like a little indentation where that goes in. So we will see when we pull this one out. I'm not sure if I should disconnect the piping from it or try to remove the pump, get this one installed. I could like have this like up here, get this one installed, and then try to put it on. So I guess I use some pliers, pull that off. This reservoir here is filled with oil, so I kind of want to have this above here and quickly get it onto this part here. This looks very tricky to get at under here. Hopefully this goes well. Anyways, we'll see how we do. Falling into. Okay, jeez. That's all them off. I don't know. Maybe it can just comes off, which would make sense, I think. Oh yeah, wow, just comes right out. Oh. Okay, I did not expect this. Oh, so this rotor goes on top of that. Maybe they're close enough. Oh no, that fits on good. But hopefully I won't lose much at all. Okay. Get this up here somewhere. Yes. shoot, this might be a bugger. Come on. Over my pants. Okay. Anyway, let's get this tied off. That'll do. Bugger. Heck. There we go. I win. I win. My gosh. Frickin' frack, man. I've had to cut the little thing that slides on this shaft here. So I just put a little bit of Gorilla Glue just on the inside of these bolts here and pulled them out. I'm just going to let them sit there like that for a little while. And I'm having a hard time when I'm trying to push this in and get this lined up with that in there without pushing these in, and there is like almost no space to get the washer and nut on there and get everything attached without pushing these bolts into here. Once they're pushed into there, like I can't, look how small that is, I can't get them and push them out. So hopefully the glue will keep them up against there. But also this wasn't going in because this was sticking out too far. So this was going up to here, and that kind of is protruding past this circle. So this wasn't fitting tightly. So I had to cut this down so I could get it all the way in here. Oh. All the way down there. And now I can get that like that, and it's not protruding up past this flat bit there. So hopefully that'll fit in there better now. But now I gotta let that dry for a bit, and hopefully I don't knock those in when I'm trying to get this attached. This one on. These bolts I couldn't get at. The glue didn't work at all. But I realized, looking at it closer, that I could take this plate off the bottom, and it gave me full access to those bolts. So that's how I was able to do it. And I'm happy that this thing was able to come off, because otherwise I don't know how I was going to be able to do that. Oil level still good, still perfect. So let's see if I did it. Okay, so the new pump didn't fix the problem. When I started going through Reddit and all the stuff online, first thing that was suggested with the lack of power might have been the filter. So I replaced the filter. That did nothing, and then it said it might be the release valve. You might have to mess with that. That did nothing, and then it said maybe on the pump there's like a thing that takes it from first to second stage. You might tweak that and that might fix it. Did nothing. So I replaced the pump. Did nothing. So here we are now. It suggests that it's probably the control valve just worn out, and it's just dumping all the power back into the reservoir instead of putting the power into the piston here. So I hope so. Anyways, I just got a package in, and I'm hoping that this is. It suggested that this would work for it. I'm hoping that's true. Nothing else has gone right, so we'll see what happens. Beaver again. That's what I used for the pump. Oh shit. Oh, it looks right. Quite loose. Okay, so this would be inlet, outlet. Inlet comes from the pump, outlet goes to the filter back into the reservoir, and the two things. Everything looks exact same. It's just the lever is going to be on the side. I think that's okay. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Well, that is going to be it for this video. I have more content that I could have put in there, but I didn't want it to feel too all over the place. Maybe it already does. I don't know. Anyways, guys, so great to see you. So great to be back. And thanks for all the love and support in the last video. Hope you guys have an awesome day. This is us off grid, and have an awesome day. See you later.